Hello everyone, with Jamaica here. Welcome to this updated video on the weather across Jamaica and the rest of the Caribbean. It is Monday evening, August 26, 2024. Now before we jump into it, please ensure that you guys like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you guys get this video up to 100 likes. If you don't know by now, that's how the YouTube algorithm works. We all like the video and then the YouTube algorithm pushes the video out to more persons who are in the path of these tropical systems so we can keep everyone safe, especially during the peak of Atlantic hurricane season. That's August through to October. Share this video with your friends, your co-workers, your relatives, and even your church brethren. And subscribe if you haven't yet done so. Leave a comment down below letting me know what the that's been like in your area recently. Also, feel free to ask any weather related question that you might have about the future of the weather in your specific area. Alright, so let us take a look first of all at this tweet that was made by Andy Hazelton today at about 1:20 p.m. And if you don't know by now, Andy Hazelton is actually a scientist at the NOAA. That's the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration that has to do with the National Hurricane Center themselves. And he posted today stating if anything is going to snap the Atlantic's quiet streak soon, it will likely be from this era of disturbed weather in the ITCZ, that stands for the Intertropical Convergence Zone near the main development region. Some ensembles and models 12Z, GEFS, CMC, EC are trying to develop something out of it in the 6 to 8 day range. Still some obstacles like dry air out there. So he's talking about this tropical wave right here to the southwest of the Cabo Verde Islands. And he's stating that there are numerous supercomputer model ensembles that are trying to develop this system the more west it goes, possibly into the Caribbean, or maybe missing the Caribbean entirely. And he also showed us a satellite image of what it would look like by the second day of September, right here to the east of the Caribbean. And as such, the Hurricane Center has highlighted this system as well in their latest update that just came out at 7:43 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which is actually 6:43 p.m. Jamaica time. And they've stated that, let's see what it says actually, let's zoom in some more. So it says here, an area of low pressure could form in the central portion of the tropical Atlantic in a few days. Thereafter, environmental conditions appear generally favorable for some slow development of the system by this weekend into early next week as it moves westward to west-northwestward at 10 to 15 miles per hour. And we see that they've given it a 0% chance of cyclone formation within the next 48 hours, that's the next 2 days, and a 20% chance of cyclone formation within the next 7 days. So it's only a matter of time before, over time we see these things turn from a code yellow, which is it's at right now, to a code orange, that's a medium chance of development, then to a code red. Hopefully it stays a code yellow and it doesn't develop anytime soon. We can't afford any more systems like Beryl at all affecting us. And hopefully, if it does develop, it misses the entire Caribbean in general. What we want is more troughs and tropical waves than anything else to bring us rainfall, to cool down the temperatures, and keep water in our pipes. If we actually take a look at what the supercomputer models are showing regarding this system, we're going to be taking a look right here at the main development regions map. So we can see Hispaniola right here, the Eastern Caribbean Islands right here, South America right here, Africa right here. And we're going to be looking at the timestamp right here at the top. So we're just going to be going out to the next 168 hours, that's the next 7 days. And we're going to be focusing our attention right here across the main development region and the Eastern Caribbean. We're going to be looking for the greens that represent some amount of moisture, some yellows as well, not to mention the red area of low pressure that would signify this system. So as we go out in time to the next 168 hours, we see that there's an abundance of moisture associated with the intertropical convergence zone trying to develop something, but there it is. We start to see something formulating right there with the L. We can see it going out to the west, trying to get an area of low pressure formed right there to the east of the Caribbean by the next 156 hours. Then by the end of the 168 hours, we still see it right here to the east of the Caribbean by 12Z on Monday, September 2, which is actually 7 a.m. on Monday. We'll see exactly what unfolds with that. Either way, this is what the Euro model is showing. Let's see what the GFS model is showing for the same time period. So we see something right there pushing from east to west. There it is, even more robust than what the Euro was showing for the same time period, 156 hours out. And there we have it by the end of the 168 hours, by the end of the next 7 days. Clearly, the Euro model has it more north than the GFS. GFS has it more south, maybe possibly in line with Barbados, has it more towards the northeast of Barbados by the next 168 hours. Either way, we see the differences. This is valid on the Euro for 12Z on Monday, which is actually 7 a.m. on Monday. And this is valid on the GFS for 18Z on Monday, which is actually 1 p.m. on Monday. So it's going to be interesting, as a matter of fact. Even if we go back in time to show the same timestamps and put the Euro and the GFS on the same time frame. So this is 6Z on Monday, which is actually 1 a.m. and this is the same on the GFS. And we see the differences. The system is definitely more north on the Euro than the GFS, which explains why the hurricane center has the shaded area, the waffle area, so broad. They're not sure if it's going to be possibly taking that southern track and possibly making it into the Caribbean, or clipping the northeastern Caribbean islands, or taking a more northward track. Only time will tell at this time, and we know as time goes on, these models are going to be showing more consensus or more agreement with exactly what's going to be unfolding regarding the intensity of this system, whether it becomes a tropical storm or hurricane, as well as the direction that it tracks. And I'll definitely be here to keep you posted with what happened. Either way, we've already been through Alberto, Beryl, Chris, Debbie, Ernesto. The next name on the list is Francina. It's only natural that we start to get a ramp up in these systems, considering that we're heading into the climatological peak of hurricane season. We know the peak date is September 10. So it's only natural that we're going to be having something named by that time. If we take a look at the surface map of the Atlantic for this evening, we can see that we have a trough right here to the south of Jamaica. We see another trough right here to the north of Puerto Rico, another trough to the northeast of the Caribbean, a tropical wave to the east of the Caribbean, and that tropical wave that the Hurricane Center is watching right there to the west or the southwest of the Cabo Verde Island. We can also see another trough across Florida, another trough across the southeastern United States, as well as the frontal system right there out to sea to the east of the US. And if we take a look at the visible satellite images of the Atlantic before the sun went down, we can see the clouds associated with that trough to the south of Jamaica. Some of these clouds are definitely going to be bringing a lot of moisture to portion of Jamaica on Tuesday. So look out for that rainfall. We can see the clouds associated with that frontal system still off to the east of the United States. The trough still doing a number on Florida with numerous showers and thunderstorms. We can also see the clouds associated with the tropical wave right here to the east of the Caribbean, and the other tropical wave right here across the waters to the southwest of the Cabo Verde Island. We'll be talking more about the rest of the Caribbean weather later on. Let us focus our attention on the prediction that was made in yesterday's video about the weather across Jamaica for today, Monday, August 6th. It was stated that portions of central and western Jamaica would have received some afternoon rainfall on Monday. We know central parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Middlesex, so St. Anne, St. Mary, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine. Or western parishes, we're talking about those parishes in the county of Cornwall, so Hanover, St. James, Trelawney, Westmoreland, and St. Elizabeth. And what ended up happening? As early as around 1:25 p.m., the visible satellite image was posted here on our Twitter page. Keep in mind that these posts aren't only made here on our Twitter page at Weather Jamaica, but on our Instagram page at weather.jamaica, on our TikTok page at Weather Jamaica, and on our Facebook page at Weather Jamaica 876. So if you have one of those social media platforms, please ensure that you follow us there, as we may post throughout the day that you can't afford to miss. So we saw that the clouds were definitely bringing some overcast skies and some isolated thunderstorms, and we know the sparkling yellow dots represent some amount of lightning strikes, if not lightning flashes. And we definitely had that across portions of St. Andrew, St. Catherine, sections of Trelawney, St. James, sections of Northern Westmoreland, section of Hanover as well at that time. Definitely saw the thunderstorm activity across those spots. And even as the afternoon progressed, another post was made here highlighting the thunderstorms at around some minutes between 3 o'clock and 4. Don't know why the timestamp wasn't posted here. But we can definitely see it right here. Thunderstorms as represented by the high cold cloud tops. Look at all of these colors. The greens, the yellows, oranges, reds, and the blacks. That represent some cumulonimbus clouds, and we definitely saw that mainly across central and western parishes in Jamaica. Not much across eastern Jamaica, maybe section of St. Andrew, but not across Portland or St. Thomas. We definitely had the brunt of the thunderstorms across portions of central and western Jamaica for sure, just as predicted. And we definitely saw what took place. Look at the visible satellite images of Jamaica. We had the clouds pushing in from east and pushing across sections of central Jamaica, then pushing towards the west. And we even saw the high cold clouds being blown off towards the direction that was stated in yesterday's video, off towards the southwest. And as a matter of fact, even as the sun is starting to go down, we can see some leftover clouds right there associated with the trough coming in from the southeast. So who knows, maybe some rainfall might take place across eastern Jamaica later on tonight into early tomorrow morning. Either way, we had some comments coming in here on our Twitter page about what was taking place today to confirm the rainfall in the spots that were predicted. Cosmo here stating, tell them near Flatbridge that some major water is coming down that side as we speak. Wealthy Kid stating, happy with the rain that we're getting as a result. Kimoya stating, looks like a storm outside in Clarendon right now. Even on our Facebook page, we had Angelique Francis stating raining here in Westmoreland to confirm that rainfall in western Jamaica. Karine Spencer 1 stating overcast in St. Elizabeth. Anto underscore Netty underscore 89 stating with Jamaica rain at tear my workplace, a Stony Hill, and an axe lightning a clap and thunder a roll. And to confirm what that follower stated, tell them near Flatbridge that some major water is coming down that side as we speak. We went over to See Jamaica's YouTube channel and we didn't see much taking place at 5:16 p.m. at that time. But when we skipped ahead, by the way, look at it first. Look at the water. It's still not much taking place. Cars going about their business. But if we skip an hour ahead, look at what we're seeing taking place. Water definitely rushing fast. Look at the change that we see right here. The river was definitely, acting up to, confirm that there was definitely some rainfall, heavy rainfall at that upstream taking place for sure. So we see how drastic these afternoon thunderstorms can be. It doesn't necessarily take a tropical storm or hurricane to have a river, get into spate like what was taking place this afternoon. And we saw that even as the evening started to come into shade, water levels didn't rise that much. We see even right now that yes, the water is still rushing by, but it hasn't reached the level of the road to, hinder anyone from going about their business. And we're indeed grateful for that. If we take a look at the latest infrared satellite images of Jamaica, we can definitely see the thunderstorms right there that affected portion of the island, not to mention the high cold clouds being blown off towards the southwest by that upper level wind shear. And we definitely saw the thunderstorms. Look at the sparkling white dots that represent so much of lightning strikes or lightning flashes across sections of Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, sections of Trelawney, St. James, Hanover at the time. And look at that rainfall coming in from the eastern side. Some thunderstorms out to the east. Not much thunderstorm. Don't see much lightning strikes or lightning flashes, but we do see the high cold cloud top, so something is definitely out there. And if we take a look at the very latest, let's look at the latest image that just came out at 5 minutes past the hour. So this is 5 minutes past 7. We see some clouds to the east of the island, and we see the thunderstorms off towards the southwest of the island. So let us match it with what the Cuban Doppler radar images are showing. All right, there we go. So this is as of 10 minutes past 8, which is actually 7:10 p.m. Jamaica time. And we can see the rainfall right there off to the southwest of the island to match it with what we see on the infrared satellite image. You can also see that rainfall off to the southeast, and look at the direction that it's coming. Kind of pushing from east to west, or maybe even southeast to northwest. We'll see exactly what unfolds if some of this rainfall actually makes it into portions of eastern Jamaica or even southern Jamaica. tonight associated with that trough, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted with what happens tonight into tomorrow. Either way, not much taking place on the halfway tree camera right now. Looking live, we don't see anything taking place weather-wise. A fair night for the most part. Halfway tree is right here, and we don't see much taking place at all. Persons going about their business as usual. Taking a look at the temperatures right now, we can tell of 27 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 28 degrees Celsius in Kingston, and by about 4 a.m. on Tuesday, temperature should dip down to about 26 degrees Celsius in Montego Bay, 25 degrees Celsius in Kingston. Taking a look here at the temperature forecast for 18th on Tuesday, when calculated, that's about 1 p.m. on Tuesday, and we can see Jamaica right here embedded in more gray colors than anything else. And the gray colors represents average temperature, so it doesn't represent the yellows, oranges, or reds that represent way above normal temperatures, and it doesn't represent the blues or greens that represent below normal temperature. So we're getting what we should be getting if global warming wasn't a thing, the average or the normal temperatures for the month of August. So we're getting all the way up to, let's say, 91 degrees Fahrenheit. When calculated, that's about 32.7 degrees Celsius. So that should be the temperature forecast for Jamaica on Tuesday, 32 degrees Celsius for the most part. Either way, it's definitely warm for a lot of people. So please ensure that you stay out of the sun during peak hours. If you're going to be out, wear a hat, use an umbrella, and stay hydrated with more fruits and water than anything else. Alright, so if we take a look at the Saharan dust forecast for 2 p.m. on Tuesday, we see that the Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, definitely in the clear, not much in the way of Saharan dust. The Saharan dust is only plaguing the main development region and possibly hindering the development of the tropical wave right now. But clearly, the Saharan dust isn't that robust. And either way, all of this is pushing from east to west, but more than likely it's going to be dwindling the more west it goes, and the tropical wave is moving from east to west as well, courtesy of the ridge of high pressure. So the more west the tropical wave goes, the higher the chances of it, developing, considering that it's going to be having less Saharan dust to, choke it off or prevent development. So we definitely have to watch it as time goes on. If we take a look at the wave forecast for tomorrow, not much change. The Western Caribbean, the Gulf of Mexico, the Eastern and Central Caribbean getting the usual 0.5 meter wave heights all the way up to 1.5 meter wave heights, because the winds are averaging anywhere from, let's say, 5 to 10 to 15 knots at most, and we see the general direction for these winds coming in from the east, curving slightly northward, so more so of an east-southeasterly flow in a sense. And as relates to the close-up of Jamaica, we see the winds definitely coming in from the east-southeast tomorrow. So maybe some of this rainfall that's going to be affecting portion of the island, maybe tonight into tomorrow, might come off of the sea to affect sections of St. Thomas, Portland, section of maybe, fingers crossed, Kingston and St. Andrew, maybe southern Jamaica, St. Elizabeth, Manchester, Clarendon, St. Catherine. Fingers crossed that you get some of that rainfall. We can't rule out some rainfall for Portland heading into section of St. Mary as well. But look at where the air piles up, especially across sections of some northern and western parishes. So maybe sections of St. Anne, Trelawney, St. James, Hanover, and Westmoreland might get in on that daytime heating rainfall, that diurnal convection. We know those cumulus clouds are going to become mid-level rain clouds, if not upper-level cumulonimbus clouds, and with the upper-level winds still coming in more so from the northeast tomorrow, more so from the east-northeast than anything else. It still could favor more of the overcast skies across section of southern Jamaica, just like what took place today. And this is what we're talking about. When we had the thunderstorms, especially across inland areas of maybe some northern parishes, we saw the high cold cloud toss being blown off towards the southwest, bringing more overcast skies and even some rainfall to portions of the southwest as well. So this can definitely happen tomorrow when we get the rainfall, and with the upper level wind still blowing off to the west southwest. Maybe it could bring more overcast skies to those spots while it's having, the thunderstorm activity across northern and western Jamaica. And if we take a look at where the rainfall is expected, And this map from the Euro and this map from GFS are both showing where it's going to be raining for 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 a.m. Jamaica time. And we see the consensus. There's going to be rainfall. Look at the Euro showing rainfall across southern Jamaica or the waters to the south of the island. Who knows? Maybe some of this making it on the shore. Maybe a section of Kingston, St. Andrew, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth. Section of eastern Jamaica for sure. Look at the dark blues and greens across section of St. Thomas, maybe Portland. Section of St. Mary getting in on the mix. That's on the Euro though. GFS not that robust with the widespread dark blues and greens, but definitely for a section of eastern St. Thomas and Portland spilling westward. Some of this rainfall off to the south of the island. Who knows? Maybe making it into southern Jamaica as well. We'll see what unfolds. Skipping ahead to about 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 7 a.m. Jamaica time. We see how robust the Euro gets. Even more dark blues and greens, especially across the eastern portion of the island, the southern portion of the island as well. Section of Manchester, Clarendon, Kingston, St. Catherine getting in on the mix. The GFS has more of the rainfall off to the south of the island for 7 a.m., but eastern Jamaica still getting in on the rainfall. Let's see what unfolds. We might wake up tomorrow, it's raining or it's cloudy, whatever the case may be. We're definitely going to be waking up to some amount of activity for sure. If not thunder in the distance, maybe some cloudy skies. We'll see how that goes, and I'll definitely be here to keep you posted. Then by 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 10 a.m. Jamaica time, we see some blues still across portions of eastern and central Jamaica. Lighter blues than anything else. The GFS having more darker blues right there. Look at that. Across especially eastern Jamaica. Section of Kingston, St. Andrew. Even some greens in there. That represent even heavier rainfall. Then by 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is actually 3 p.m. Jamaica time, look at this. The rainfall is even more widespread across eastern, central, and especially western parishes in Jamaica. So look out for that rainfall for sure. We see especially northern and western Jamaica getting in on the rainfall, but we still see southern Jamaica getting in on the rainfall too. So look out for the rainfall. It's gonna be a wet day for sure, if not overcast. So get yourselves ready. And even the accumulated precipitation forecast maps are in consensus that it's going to be raining somewhere across Jamaica within the next 24 hours. This map from the GFS and this map from the Euro are both showing all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 3Z on Wednesday. When calculated, that's all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Tuesday. And we do see the widespread rainfall from east to west on both the Euro and the GFS malls. GFS a bit more robust with the rainfall totals, with the darker reds in there. That represents up to 1 inch of rainfall in some spots, up to 0.81 of an inch of rainfall out west. Euro showing more oranges than anything else, that represents up to 0.58 of an inch of rainfall. Either way, we'll take it. We're in the month of August. In Kingston, we shall receive almost 100 millimeters of rainfall during this month. In Montego Bay, we shall receive almost 5 inches of rainfall during this month. 100 millimeters of rainfall is about the same as 4 inches of rainfall. 5 inches of rainfall is about the same as 125 millimeters of rainfall. So you can do the math yourself, especially if you visit weatherandclimate.com to find out about your specific parish and the amount of rainfall that you usually get throughout the year. And you can use this nice little graphic that I have right here that shows rainfall converted from inches to millimeter. We know that 1 inch of rainfall is about the same as 25 millimeters of rainfall. Alright, so that is it for the forecast across Jamaica. Let us focus our attention on the rest of the Caribbean. So I can't get over how moist the central Caribbean is, especially to the south of Jamaica, associated with the trough that's going to be affecting portion of the island tomorrow. We see a little swirly right here associated with the trough of low pressure. Lots of clouds associated with the intertropical convergence zone and the tropical wave that's going to be affecting portion of the Caribbean, if not missing us, later this week. We can also see that we have the clouds associated with the trough that was mentioned, well, the frontal system that was mentioned earlier, the trough across Florida still, and the usual thunderstorm activity across portions of Central America, as well as Northern South America right there. And if we take a look at the northeastern Caribbean's Doppler radar images, let's go over there and see what's unfolding right now. So we can definitely see that there's not much taking place. Some dots of greens here and there, hit or miss isolated light to moderate rainfall. And if we reload these images from earlier today, we can definitely see that portion of Puerto Rico, especially central and western portion of the island, got in on some afternoon thunderstorms. As usual, this is nothing new. If we scroll out, we can see what was taking place. Section of Martinique was definitely getting in on some rainfall for sure. If we scroll out on the Barbados radar, we do see that it's definitely moist over there. Some hit or miss isolated showers coming into portions of the island of Barbados as we speak. Section of Martinique getting in on some rainfall right now. So too St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Grenada. And even if we scroll south, we can see some rainfall coming in from the northeast to affect section of Tobago, maybe section of Trinidad later on tonight into tomorrow. If we take a look at the weather view of Doppler radar images, we can see some rainfall across western Florida, sections of Cuba, the Yucatan Peninsula, northern Guatemala, section of Honduras getting in on some rainfall. We can also see some rainfall if we scroll down across sections of Colombia, Suriname, French Guyana, sections of Venezuela getting in on the rainfall as well. And if we take a look at where the rainfall is expected within the next 24 hours, this map from the Euro and this map from the GFS are both showing where it's going to be raining from now up until 3 on Wednesday. When calculated, that's all the rainfall that's expected from now up until 10 p.m. on Tuesday. And we do see that it's going to be raining across sections of the Bahamas, Cuba, sections of the Cayman Islands, and we see that both the Euro and the GFS models are in consensus with that forecast. Jamaica, Haiti, the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, section of the Leeward Islands might get on some isolated shores, sections of the Windward Islands too. So areas that are already getting that rainfall right now, such as St. Lucia, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, Grenada. This could be the rainfall that they're expected to receive within the next 24 hours that they're experiencing right now. And we just saw the Doppler radar images. We can also see that Trinidad and Tobago will be in the mixed sections of French Guyana, Suriname, Guyana, Venezuela, Colombia, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras, Guatemala, Belize, the Yucatan Peninsula as well. And we know that when both maps from the Euro and the GFS are in consensus like this, the chances of it actually happening are much higher. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching.